Whose phone's that? Dan's calling you. Dan, Frederick's calling you. There you go, he's calling. Why isn't he here? Yeah, I think it's. I mean, that's the first time I saw Davey get emotional. I get like even looking at him, like watching what he's achieved and seeing what he's done throughout the years, and then being able to share that with him, and we're pretty tight, especially probably even tighter after when he missed a year of cricket because he went through a really tough time then, and I always made sure that he was going all right, and I always had his back, and it was the same with Smithy too. But I guess it's really good to watch when people are getting around him because I believe he deserves it. I really do. He's for a long period of time there. He was in people's faces and doing stuff and playing cricket, but that wasn't always Davey. He was also getting told to play a certain way by the coaching staff, by people around at certain points, and he's such a team player. If you ask him to do something, he'll do it. Like he'll just do it for the team. That's that's the frustrating part when people sort of come at him because I know that he'll do anything that he needs to do for the team to win a game, and he's always put himself out there. He's always put himself second and put the team first. And for me, that's what I've seen throughout my career. So it's nice to seeing people give him the accolades he deserves and seeing him go on a high in his home ground. And yeah, we won't get to play again after this, and it will be sad. It will definitely be sad. We'll definitely even talking about it right now. I think about the journey that we've been on, and it gets you quite emotional. But it's not the end of our lives. Well, hopefully it's not. Hopefully we've got a lot more time spending together. After we've played cricket on the golf course or commentating, or whatever it might be. I'm sure there's some good times ahead. Yeah, it was dark there for a while, to be honest. So no, I'm not surprised by the decision. No, that's just cricket. It's been going for 100 years. The laws haven't changed. Light is light. It's a red ball. It's still very hard to see the red ball. Like nothing's changed there in 100 years either. It's still the same game. So used to happen in the past all the time. Past will probably happen more because the batsmen used to get light. When I first started cricket, the batsmen used to get asked if you want to take light. We took it 100% of the time unless there was a result. So I reckon we were off a lot more in the past than we are now. Um, yeah, at some stage. It's one of those things you can't do it forever either. Um, Figure out your ways to play it. It happens all the time. Like pretty much the majority of test matches I've played, at some stage, if you bat long enough, teams will try it. Um, so it's nothing new really. We've faced it a million times before. Um, there's not when the ball gets soft right now. There's not a lot happening off the middle. It's probably why. Um, specific at times. I think it's just sometimes you have a crack and do it, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. It's as simple as that. No, I think this is as closest to an SCG pitch that I grew up playing on. I think it used to be quite, you know, once that new ball got a shine off after 10 overs, it was quite a slow wicket and it spun a bit. Ball stayed low. And that's what we want. That's the SCG we grew up playing. I don't think that's what we love about Australia. All the wickets aren't the same. Yeah, if this was if this was Perth or the Gabba, then you'd be like, yeah, something not right here. But this is the SCG. I think that's a really good wicket out there. I think it's a perfect SCG wicket out there. If we keep getting play on it, I expect it to deteriorate. It's already taking turn. I think it's a very good wicket. No, it's good. It's I always love batting with Davey. He's this series he's batted beautifully too. I mean, he got that big 100 in the first game, and he's looked good every single way. So it's nice to see him leave on a high. He just got a ripper of a ball today. You just have to cop sometimes, and yeah, it's his test. It's really good to be a part of it. I've been mates with him for so long. He's been such an amazing cricketer for Australian cricket for so long. It's nice for him to sort of go out on his own terms in front of his home crowd, in front of family. I know he had friends. I know he's got a box out there that he's got a lot of friends and stuff. I couldn't think of a better way for him to go, and he's still entertaining. Fourth the first ball yesterday. He's still doing it the Davey Warner way, so it's great to see.
It's great. He's almost at times sacrificed his image for the good of the team. Essentially,
100% he has. Yeah, he's back in the day. If the team asked him, if coaches or senior players asked him to get into the contest and sledge the other teams, he'd do it. Like there was, he's always put himself second in those situations. He doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to go out and do it, but he wants to do it because he wants to help the team, and that's how he felt like he had to help the team. And you've seen a very different David Warner since he's come back after 2019. He's been great. He's been, scored runs. He's done it. He's done it his own way. He's played the game in a really good way. He's enjoyed it. You can tell he's smiling a lot on the field. He's doing it David Warner's way, which has been really good to see in the last half of his career.
Yep. Just going back to the lineup, given that sort of saying Test cricket sort of going underseas, what's happening with South Africa's touring team and 2020 competitions popping up and often vast amounts of money. Does something have to be done somehow, or better life, whatever, to be able to play more often in Test cricket?
I mean, unless you can replicate the sun, I'm not really sure what it is. You can try playing pink ball, but that's not. Whose phone's that? Dan's calling you. Dan, Breddick's calling you. There you go, he's calling. Why isn't he here? No, I mean, unless you can play pink ball, but pink ball is not the same as red ball. No one will ever, no bowler, no batsman will ever tell you that pink ball is the same as red ball. It is not. It is a different beast in itself. The red ball reacts way differently off the wicket, feels different off the bat, it acts different out of the hands when the bowlers are bowling it. It's very different and inconsistent. The red ball's not. The red ball's what we grew up playing. The red ball is Test cricket, right? So unless you can find a way to replicate the sun, the lights aren't the same. The lights shining on a red ball is still really hard to see. Where pink ball's a lot better. It is, but it doesn't react the same as red. And this is my argument. This is Test cricket. This is beauty of Test cricket, and what I love about Test cricket. It really hasn't changed a lot in the last 100 years. It's still bat versus ball. The competition's still there. The wicket still deteriorates. The team's most disciplined, usually most of the time, still wins. It's a long grind. We got T20 cricket. We got one-day cricket. Yes, there's parts of Test cricket that have changed over the years, but the basic concept of it hasn't. And whether people are getting a bit more impatient now, I don't know. But I feel like that happened in Shield cricket too. Everyone expects results, and draws have kind of gone out of the game in this fast-moving world. So I think the game hasn't changed. I think people maybe just getting a little bit more patient. It sucks, but this is Test cricket, unfortunately. And when it rains or when you have bad light, you just have to cop it. And then you have 5 days of cricket to get a result. I still think there will be a result in this game.
Obviously, wasn't a any chance you and Dean were going to walk out to last night with just one over the face? Was there ever?
No, we've discussed it. But I think neither of us want to bat 3. So who's gonna be the one? You said not watching now to take the over, but who's gonna bat 3 then? He doesn't want to bat 3. I don't want to bat 3. So I think there's a stalemate there. I'm not sure if that'll ever happen unless an opener is willing to bat 3.
Shane Watson had said that he thinks Steve Smith could be a good option to open the batting after David retires. I know that you're very clear on it's a specialist position. You can make an exception for Steve Smith.
I mean, I say it's a specialist position in brackets, but I think anyone who can bat in the top 4 can open. I wouldn't want to sacrifice, in my opinion, the second greatest ever Test batsman after the Don off the position that he's been batting is so long. Like the beauty of Steve Smith is he's a beautiful number 4 batsman. He can bat against pace. He's really good against spin. And we don't only just play in Australia, play in other places, part of the world and whatnot. And I think that's I think that's his best spot for the team personally, with Marnus at 3, and then you can decide who you want to bat at opening. But I think anyone who can bat in top 4 can generally bat opening. So I do say specialist per se, but yeah, I think if you're batting in the top 4, you're probably coming in the new ball a fair bit, especially in Shield cricket at times. So yeah, I think that's probably my answer for that one.
Last one, I think.
There's a fairly strong reaction from Usman Khawja and some because after Shaheen Afridi was rested from this third test, you played in the BSL, you played in Pakistan, interacted with people around the world. Do you get the sense that outside of Australia, perhaps England, India, there are teams and players who do you test cricket differently to perhaps the way you do and the way Australia does?
I don't feel like Pakistan don't value Test cricket as much as we do. I don't. I don't know Shaheen's personal schedule, his workloads, what's going on. So you have to look at a bigger plan sometimes. I know our bowlers do it too. We're in a good spot right now, but Josh Hazlewood, take him for instance, he got injured last couple of summers with a side strain, and we had to sort of work with him. We're just lucky that our bowlers have been injury free for a while, so they've been able to workload and manage themselves and to be able to play as much of Test cricket as possible. But I mean, Shaheen had he had that injury in the World Cup where he was out for a little while after that. He's come back from that. Test cricket isn't easy. It's particularly not easy on the body. So, I mean, before I'd ever comment on anything like that, I'd probably want to know all the facts as to how they're trying to manage him, what they're trying to do. So, I mean, when I see something like that happen, I don't really think they're doing it because they don't care about Test cricket. He's such a valuable bowler to Pakistan. He's Pakistan's best bowler, and you need to make sure that he's on the park for as long as you can, for the most amount of Test matches you can. And sometimes, you might have to sacrifice something here and there.
Sorry, we do have one more, Scotty. Last one.
I take your point on like your Mouse question about Test cricket staying the same and also how much of a difference there is between the red and the pink ball. But could a solution be for the pink ball to be used in all tests rather than the red ball, because that would then potentially eliminate the issue of bad line, or is the pink ball just not up to that standard yet to do so? Because there's always a discussion of changing
Yeah.
when it gets bad, but that would require changing the ball.
You couldn't do that. You'd have to commit to the pink ball fully.
Yeah, that's like is that a solution or just not doing that?
I mean, if it is, I'm retired. I personally think it's not. The red ball's so distinct. Like I've played white ball, I've played pink ball, red ball. They all react so differently. Nothing reacts like that red ball. How they make it, the dye they put on, it just doesn't, in my opinion. But I don't make those laws. I don't make those rules. So that's just my opinion.
Great. Thanks, Scotty.
Cool. Thanks, guys.